cause of diet-related illness. If you guys don't fix this, there's literally no hope for this. I think there's no hope for this country. I think it is the biggest national security concern facing our country today. So how do you fix this? If you guys want to fix this, you are probably going to have to march in the streets. You can try that, gee, it's going to bring more money in, and let's have nice meetings and powwows, but ultimately, unless you start using the press, unless you start picketing, unless you start boycotting, unless maybe you file a class action lawsuit if your university is requiring you to buy into a food system that doesn't have healthy food options, it's not going to change. Once you get to that point, quickly, I want to tell you, because I know we only have a few minutes here, and then you can ask questions. You need to change the contract. Why I do this work in part is because I'm a lawyer, and you have to change the contract. No matter whether, if you have a food service management company, so if it's Bon Appetit, or if it's Aramark, or if it's Sodexo, or any of these other countries that does dining services in university campuses, the contract with that organization has to say, we don't want any artificial colors, we don't want any artificial sweeteners, we don't want any artificial flavors, we don't want any high fructose corn syrup, we don't want any hydrogenated oils. We want only grass-fed beef. We want only locally grown food within an X number of mile radius. We want only organic if that's what you want. The contract has to say that. If the contract doesn't say it, you're not going to get it. So you have to write the contract like that. Once you write the contract, it should all be golden. Great, we have a contract, it's enforceable. Wrong. You have to babysit the contract. You have to make sure that you are monitoring what your food service operation is actually doing. What kind of food is coming in the door? Who's going to police that? Who's going to read those labels to make sure there's no high fructose corn syrup, to make sure there's none of those other things I talked about? Somebody's got to do that. Who's checking the inventory? Who's looking to see if the lettuce that's coming in the door, maybe it's organic, but maybe it's 2 months old? You know, who's checking the food quality? Who's checking to make sure that food safety handling procedures are being followed? Somebody needs to check that. Because these companies are in business to make money off of you. That's the bottom line. They're there to make money. And if they think you're not looking, they're going to do whatever they can. Now I'm making a broad general statement here because I know that in fact these two gentlemen to my left, and I know that I also worked for a food service contractor years ago as a chef, that there are certainly chefs out there who will even defy their own company and not follow the rules that their company is set up to guarantee profits. But the only way to really make sure is that you as customers go in there, figure out a way to babysit your food service